After a fantastic round one of the season for Young-Soo Moon, he is at the top of the championship and has established himself as the man to beat in the Apex Racing League Touring Car Britain 2025. Tonight we head to Brands Hatch Indy in a potentially changeable conditions event to see who can come out on top in our 3 classes over the course of 3 20-minute races. Welcome to the Apex Racing TV esports studio. My name is Sam Fitzpatrick. Alongside me is David Sampson. And David, we head to by far the shortest track of the season today. And we've got a big field as well. 40, 45 drivers going to be taking part in this very crowded Indy circuit.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, changeable conditions, as if this track wouldn't be hard enough with that many cars, but we are a strong chance of rain. By strong chance of rain, I mean rain.
Yeah, no rain at the moment, but as the race goes on, we are expecting some rain. Some more on that later on. But let's have a reminder of what happened last time out at Donington for round 1 of the championship. We were using the national layouts, and well, the story in qualifying was, well, one, Bonacorsi putting it on pole, but also a lot of rules broken. Every pro driver broke the rules. We had 14 penalties.
Unbelievable. It makes it fair.
Yeah, no one got the bonus. You get a bonus point for getting pole position. No one got the bonus because they all broke the rules in the race. It was a great start for Moon. He started 3rd place, but was able to get on the inside, and pretty much from then on, he was very tricky to beat in either race 1 or race 2.
Yeah, I really enjoyed broadcasting this race. It's one of those races where I wish I was in it once I saw it going. Yeah, obviously there was a few wrecks. I'm sure you're going to have a clip of that.
Yeah, a little bit of an incident here with Scheibel getting involved. I think that was with Reece Saunders, who he hit round, but Moon was fairly comfortable ahead of Bonacorsi and Harris. That meant that he got the pole for race 2, and his race starts were absolutely brilliant. This was maybe the best of the lot because he was already 2 car lengths clear within a few meters.
Yeah, what a race. Yeah, I've just remembered what happened. This was over something quite innocent, but we see how it clusters with this many cars.
A little bit of half collision here for Mergier and Bonacorsi. Bonacorsi dropping down the order. There was a 5-second penalty for Mergier after that.
Yeah, Moon really, you said it in the summary, he is the man to beat at the moment.
And this was Tom Mail just about getting past Sikorsky, and that was for the reverse grid pole. So Mail started on the race 3 pole.
Jumped the start.
But he had an issue at the start. Mergier was straight up into 2nd place, and yeah, when Mail had to come into the pits at the end of the first lap for a drive-through penalty, that put Mergier up in the lead.
Yeah, unfortunate mistake. Just overly excited, wanting to nail the start and started too early. What a jump. And then what a rejoin.
Yeah. For Zuko.
So well avoided. Look at that behind.
And yeah, here's the drive-through.
Yeah, poor Tom had to do the drive-through from the lead. And after he worked so hard in race 1 to secure that position, it felt heartbreaking.
And then this was the contact that put Bonacorsi out of the running. He was going for the lead against Mergier, but he collided with Moon. And he fell down. No penalties given, I believe, for that incident. And then, of course, we didn't get the final couple of laps because everyone disappeared with 2 minutes to go.
I forgot.
Because of the
I actually forgot. Well, we got to go home early, right? We didn't care, so.
I cared because I had to manually go through all the results and apply the bonus points.
I would have helped, but it's a one-man job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was what happened. And now these are what the scores are after 1 round of the championship. And Moon has got a nice lead over Damien Harris, who had a little bit of an incident in race 3. Sort of got shouldered off by, I think it was Mergier. So he lost a few points there. And then it's another big gap back to Neve and Bonacorsi and Mergier. So earlier on the season, and we've got 10 rounds and we've got 2 drop rounds as well. In the Pro-Ams, it's a very good opening round for Shurikov, albeit I think Aiden Kale maybe had the pace, but Shurikov had a very good race 3. I think he benefited quite a bit from the reverse grid. Yeah,
100%. But it's going to be close. The non-pro divisions always are. It's about securing those points and trying to maximise qualifying.
In the amateur standings, we had a couple of real standout drivers. Sikorsky was the 2nd highest driver scored overall.
Yeah,
and that's the gap that he's got.
Punching way above his weight. He's not just his 1 lap pace, but his race consistency was absolutely sublime.
Yeah, really, really impressive debut for him. He's only 2.2k, and he's beating drivers who are double his iRacing, even sometimes triple his iRacing. And in the teams championship, We've got Mag Performance at the top. We're still sort of figuring out who's going to be at the top of this championship, but yeah, Mag looked good, obviously, with Moon and Mergia. It's a good combo.
Yeah, both very strong drivers. They've got the competition, though, but yeah, the fact that they've got such a strong team up front, I think they're going to be hard to beat for the championship.
And as a reminder of the calendar, of course, we're following the BTCC schedule. So, of course, BTCC is going to Brands Hatch Indy on Sunday. And then, yeah, we're following all the other rounds. So, Snetterton soon, Duxton and Alton Park and Croft hopefully will be added by the time that the 31st of July comes along. Otherwise, we'll go to Spa, which I won't mind.
Alternate layout or full? Is there another layout Spa?
No, it's just one layout. So yeah. In terms of the format, we have got the 3 races, 20 minutes for each of the races. And in race 3 tonight, it's a 7-car reverse. So it's a random number between 6 and 12. Last time it was 8. This time it is 7. So you want to be in that top 7 come the end of race 2. So you get the reverse grid benefit.
I've never heard of a random reverse grid. I like it.
Yeah. Oh, you should have been around for BSR TC when we used to have the Wheel of Fortune music, and then we'd spin a wheel and it'd be, it's a full reverse grid.
Oh, full reverse.
Great times. In terms of the weather, really could rain today, to say the least. It's not raining at the moment. It was a weird forecast. It rained 5 hours before practice started in Sim. So practice started wet, but then no rain through practice. We're not expecting any rain through qualifying either. We're expecting probably around race 2,
yep,
it should start raining again. So I think race 3 will probably be wet. Race 1 will probably be dries. But race 2, there could be the potential to potentially start on wet, on a dry circuit, anticipate the rain. But obviously that forecast is always changing.
And yeah, we'll see how it develops, because there is a small chance it starts in qualifying, but we'll see how it plays out.
There is a chance, yeah. We can have a look at the track. There's not really much to it.
There's a right.
Yeah, a few of them, and a couple of lefts.
I mean, this is one of my favourite tracks, period, growing up next to it. But obviously I love the full layout. Yeah.
That's where I enjoy the circuit. It's a bit more grippy, I feel like, as well on that part of the circuit. It is going to be the most common move, obviously, into Druids. No, it's Druids, right?
Yeah, I feel like in these TCR cars you can really defend that inside line. I think the slower powered nature of the car going around the outside is just going to be a no. Here we are definitely going to see some door banging. Yeah,
Graham Hill bends. And then I couldn't really find any sort of overtakes or moments into T4 and 5 because it's very tricky to overtake around there. 4, you naturally stay tight into 5. But there was, the last time we visited this circuit in this series, 3 years ago, there was this huge impact. Andrew Woodhouse rejoined the circuit unsafely.
Why did he go so far right?
And there were some big wrecks because of it. So hopefully we don't have anything to do with that. And that's it.
That's it. Obviously, T4 is a big overtaking opportunity in the full layout because there's a sharp left-hander.
Exactly, yeah.
But here, yeah, it's... I mean, I don't know what the guy on the left-hand side would accomplish because it's a long way round. It's a very long way round. But we'll see. They'll find inventive ways to surprise us.
We have made some predictions for this round because we're going to have a better chance than we did last time out, seeing that we're seeing a few of the drivers. I've gone for Bonacorsi. He managed to get pole, albeit broke the rules, but everyone did, so it's sort of a pole last time out. Leon Harhov was very, very strong last time, and Russ Fowler. You know, he's really established himself as one of the top amateurs drivers this season, so I put him as my amateur pick. Yep,
good choice. My picks, James Wemmy, new to the series this round. I know him from GT Racing.
Highest I-rated driver in the series.
Yeah. I mean, that wasn't my determining factor. The fact he's really quick. He is a proper fast guy, so I'm sure he's going to do well. Stephen Hurd, who stood out for me last race, so I'm backing him for this one. And same pick as you, Russ Fowler. No surprise. I mean, had I remembered the Sikorsky domination in my head, apparently I'd forgotten. But yeah, I just felt right going with Russ for this one.
Best of luck to all those drivers. Let us know in chat who you are supporting and who you think are going to win today. But we are going to go to an advert now, and when we're back, we'll be covering the qualifying action for round 2 of the season at Brands Hatch Indy.
Are you struggling for consistency in your sim racing? Does your iRating look like a roller coaster? If so, we have good news for you. The way to get more consistent is to first understand what you're doing differently than the professionals. And VRS is the answer. With our competitive subscription, you will have the telemetry, setups, tutorials, and everything else you need to fully analyze your driving. Our data packs and the ability to compare your driving with the best in the world will show you exactly where to adjust your inputs, change your driving line, and shave seconds off of your lap times. And our powerful and precise Direct Force Pro wheelbase and precision pedals are being used by some of the world's best drivers. All these champions agree that VRS hardware is not just the best on the market, it's also priced well below the competition. So if you're looking to upgrade to direct drive and the best pedals in sim racing, VRS is your answer. If you want to get better, get faster, and make it happen sooner rather than later, you owe it to yourself to find out why so many people are switching to VRS. You'll be so glad that you did. Visit www.virtualracingschool.com and learn why the best use VRS.
Welcome to Brands Hatch, and a pretty sunny Brands Hatch. This is our B-roll footage, but when we change in a little bit to the real... Oh, actually, no, it is quite cloudy. Well, it was only 20 minutes ago, to be honest, when I was looking at it, and it was quite nice. But again, I mean, I must say, you know, we do try to make the broadcasts look as good as they possibly can. But last time out at Donington, it was so foggy. It did just look rubbish. These conditions just take all the colour out of the game.
Yeah, no, 100%. I get what you mean. It was very foggy last. I think iRacing has a model for England that is, I mean, most of the time it's correct, to be honest. Yeah, we'll see how we got. So we've got Douglas sitting on pole at the moment with a 48.6, 2/10 clear. Sikorsky, I mean, these were the two standout drivers in AM last week. And then in third at the moment, our pick, Russ Fowler. But not long left for the AM times. It's 10 minutes, 10 minutes, and then 12 minutes for the pros. The pros are just given the 12 minutes just because they get to finish the lap they're on, much like the AMs and the pro-AMs do. So their time sort of overruns as well. So that's what made it fair. So yeah, a couple of laps max left. Obviously, I'm underestimating how short the lap is. I need to factor that into my
yeah, there are
calculations.
So many laps on
yeah.
So, oh, it's a minute 20 to go. Final attempts.
Yeah, no.
3 more.
3 more. Yeah, I remember last time I did a 3-hour endurance at Brands once, and yeah, the stints feel long, the laps feel long, but love this track.
So yeah, Douglas currently quarter of a second ahead. 1.6k is Wayne Douglas. But I think you found a bit of so we think Wayne Douglas runs Douglas Motorsports.
Well, it's
based in Corby.
Yeah, what's the chances?
Yeah. I was speaking to Jamie Fluke as well before, and apparently a lot of Wayne Douglas of that team based originally from Northern Ireland as well. So yeah, we think it's the same Wayne Douglas at least, but of course. Could be another one, but obviously not. There's not too many quick people, or people as quick as Wayne. So unfortunately, he doesn't have a team livery on. He is a privateer and just got an iRacing paint on him.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the liveries aren't. You have to be a digitalised really to understand how to create a livery.
Scott Malcolm out there.
Look at that hat. That's a hat.
We had a chat with Scott last time out, and we asked him, your years of experience in these cars, front-wheel drive cars, touring cars, this format, the 320-minute races on Apex Racing TV, you know, what sort of advantage does that give you? And he said, it gives me no advantage. So everyone else is really good. It's no advantage. I think he's playing himself down, Scott, because last time out, at least it certainly seemed to give him advantage. He was very strong in the races, maybe not so strong in qualifying, but yeah, he was making his way up through the order very cleanly in the 3 races, and I think was the 4th highest scorer in the AMs.
Yes, indeed. I'm just going to remind our producers to remind us every, how often do we want to be updated with the rain percent? 4 minutes? 3 minutes?
I think at the start of each session.
Start of each lap, correct. Because sometimes it can be hard for us to spot, and then you go to cockpit cam and you're like, oh, torrential rain, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't think there's going to be any rain in qualifying. At least from what I was seeing before, there was minimal chance. It's more likely it's going to start raining in around race 2.
Yeah. Looking unstoppable for Douglas at the moment. I have to give these TCRs a try. It's been many years. I think Canadian. No, Montreal was the last time I ever drove one.
Sure.
When the new Hondas. Is it the Hondas? Yeah. The Hyundais, when they dropped.
Sure. Well, unfortunately, whilst Douglas has done very well in qualifying, he has broken the rules. He's still out on track. It is his first round. All the other amateurs have abided by the rules, and I haven't seen any of the pros break the rules in any of the pro amateurs.
No, even then.
No, I mean, he's already done like, I don't know, 1 minute 50 over, so that's like 5 laps.
So he's blown his pole.
Well, he'll keep the pole, but what will happen is that he'll get a penalty, a time penalty, and also a license point penalty, which could add up to a qualifying ban for future rounds. First few pro-ams saying their times. We have got 2 quali bans as well tonight. One of them is Jalkumo Mergia, who of course was one of our front runners last time out.
Yeah.
The other one is Neg Mahai. So that's bad news for Mergia. Watch out for him.
Yes, indeed. And just keep an eye out. I'm worried about Aleski as well. Is he still out there? Or is he just not in the pits? It's hard to tell. I'd never break ARL league rules, ever.
No.
Nope. I got a warning from the stewards of my own championship this week. My own. I received a warning.
At least they can't be accused of corruption.
They have a rule, you mustn't change lane until the start line. And it was Monza, so I wanted to dive in behind P1, I was P2, so I get the draft, but I just completely fogged over about the rule.
Well, these times from the Pro-Ams, not especially intimidating. It might just be that it takes a few laps to get the tyres up to their optimal position, but obviously we've got the top 6 are all amateurs right now. And these are very good Pro-Ams as well, as we established last time out, so not quite sure what's going on, but anyone who is aware in the chat, lets us know if it is just a case that the tyres take a few laps to warm up.
Yeah, I mean, it could be the conditions, it could have been, the humidity could have been rising from, say, 88 to 94, 95, like quite rapidly. It could be in open quality, it could be a factor of anything. It could be the debris. The AMs are putting down gravel everywhere, and now there's a few key corners where the grip's just not there.
Well, Shirikov's improved. He's up into P4. Still the only Pro-Am in the top 7 standings.
And yeah, you're right. I've been keeping an eye now. I know where to look. Yes, it's only Wayne Douglas out there just constantly lapping.
Yeah. So he might go faster. But yeah, like I said, he will get a penalty for race 1. I think the biggest penalty anyone got was 15 seconds last time out. And I think, yeah,
15 seconds
if
on
Wayne
their
does
race
the
result.
whole... Yeah, if Wayne does the whole session.
It's bigger.
As Shirkov goes to second place. So it is definitely just the tyres need to get faster. Because Wayne's still matching his times from earlier on, so Wayne hasn't got any slower. So he's actually a good barometer. Thanks, Wayne, for breaking the rules and being out there. Because, yeah, the track's not getting slower.
Stephen
It's
Hurd
just
to
these guys
P4.
going faster.
Mark Hutchins to P6. But yeah, you'd think after the flow, because I assume the penalties are public.
Yep.
So you'd think after like 16 people getting quality
But
penalties.
he wasn't around last week.
Oh, you did say this is his first week.
Yeah. I mean, the drivers were tagged earlier on saying don't break the quality rules, but hey, what can you do? There's always going to be 1 and 2, and that's fine. Shirkov could usurp him. He's the one looking best, but Beement now goes to 10th place overall. Still got 5 more minutes to go. And whilst, like I said, I don't think there is going to be rain. If there was rain now, the pros would be in a very sticky situation. And, it would really change things. But like I said, we're expecting rain in about an hour's time in Sim.
It's open setup, right?
Yes.
interesting because Wayne just seems to be out there on endurance fuel, just logging laps.
Good point, yeah.
He's not coming. He carried a lot of fuel.
So here comes Beeman again, currently with the same time, I think, as the car behind him, but faster to... Oh, no, sorry, I was reading that wrong. Sure, across the line, didn't improve. Beeman improves. He's up to P4 now, so he is performing very well, Isling, in the Englishman.
Yep, Stephen Hurd just passed him to P4. Brian's starting to get the times in, but once again, we're seeing a couple of the AMs really step it up. Sikorsky not the dominant speed he had last week, but this Wayne Douglas fella is logging some laps.
Hutchinson with a decent qualifying. We have seen it in GT3 Trophy last season, and I think even Donington last time out as well. Qualifying can sometimes be Mark's weakness. Come the race, he can very reliably make up a lot of places. But this is much more where he needs to be.
Yep,
P8
indeed.
as it stands. That would be a good qualifying result for him. And he's gone even higher now. He's up to P7, passes Denisenko.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think where the key... I mean, T1's got to be one of their biggest, and how you handle the Indy corner, what is that corner called? The long right that's created by the Indy.
So, Clark, which is the same name as the final
Right.
corner normally.
Okay.
But yeah, they are butchered versions of these corners.
Yeah, when I last logged here, it was that long right hand. It's just setting it up. You're just not used to the length of corner. That's my one gripe usually with an Indy circuit, is the long corner that sometimes you take to cut the track.
So Hutchinson back to the pits. They are allowed to tow back to the pits, are the drivers, but frankly, doing an in-lap doesn't exactly add too much time to your session. See if anyone else can improve. Tan Schiebel on a pretty good lap, but stayed where he was. Michael Teichmann starting a new lap now. Jorge Gonzaga improves to P19, close a few more of the AMs. Leon Harhoff with a very good first sector. Wasn't personal best in the other two sectors though, so there's clearly more pace there for Harhoff. My pick to win tonight in the Pro-Ams, but he's leaving a little bit to be desired at the moment. First sector around here is ever so short, just 10 seconds in length. It's basically just T1. Beeman across the line again, doesn't need to improve a lot to get on the second row of the grid, but he is lacking that improvement as it stands. And the times are starting to mellow out a little bit. Not too many improvements coming.
Yeah, indeed, it won't be long for the pro times, but like you say, they've got 3-4 laps, which is not usually what we'd say with this much time left. No, 3, I'd say. It's tough. 48 seconds isn't a lap time. That's a pit stop.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be a thing if drivers do decide to pit later on in race 2 from dry to wet. You will go basically a lap down, which will complicate matters.
Is this track really 2 sectors?
3 sectors.
Oh, why is it not showing? Oh yeah, ignore me.
Denisenko with a decent lap here, not personal best, but he's in the ballpark. I wouldn't be shocked if this is a improvement. He's, yeah, just liking it again. So that will be his last time. Adam Kindness moves up to P9. Great to see him back in the championship. Arch rival to Ian Manners in the last ARLTC Britain Championship. But
Ian Manners?
Ian Manners.
Oh, yeah, I know him well.
Yep. Yeah, Manners and Kindness got involved in a couple of scraps. Mihailov moves up to P3. That's a very good time for the 246. And that is the 20 minutes up. So the drivers who have started the lap can complete their lap now. Otherwise, they have to go back to the pits. Tan Schiebel with another lap, but it's not going to be an improvement this one. And I'm not seeing any improvements from anyone else. So I think that is pretty much going to be it for the Pro-Am qualifying. And the pros will go out on circuit. As a reminder, to sign up to Apex Racing Academy, just head to apexracingac.com to get data packs for these touring cars, as well as GT4s, GT3s, single-seaters, rallycross cars, Indy cars, and much more. So do check out apexracingac.com in order to get yourself setups and track guides and driver tuition from the very best coaches in iRacing.
Well said. I just pinged Ian Madison. Where you at?
Yeah.
Wake up.
Adam Kindness is waiting for you.
Yeah. I'm like, Sam's ready to approve you. You can get in. There's we'll let you set times in the pro time. Just
yeah. I'll give you poll if you sign up now.
Yeah.
You can still sign up, by the way, for the series. Just go over to apexracingleague.com. I cannot guarantee that signs will be open in a few rounds, though, because we have got to whittle the entries down to 40 by the time we get to Alton Park, because that's the most amount of drivers you can have at Alton Park. And then we currently have 40 drivers tonight, so if you want to basically race, you need to sign up basic.
What would you pick? What car?
Civic.
Yeah, I think that's what I'd want to pick, the Honda Civic.
Just looks the coolest, I think. The one that I have
but
any attachment to in real life.
For me, the Hyundai, what is it, the Elantra? Is one of them the Elantra and one of the...
One of them's the Veloster.
The Elantra, I think it is. I've met the team and sat in the car a few times. Like
Sure.
They're always at IRL events, so yeah. And they've got like T-shirts and hat. They give me full merch, so I have an attachment to that team. But yeah, personally, I like the Civic.
Our colleague here at Apex Racing UK, Alex Simpson, used to own an Audi RS3 around the time that the car was added to the sim.
Oh, nice.
Which was pretty cool. Unfortunately, I haven't got a Cupra yet. I assume Cupra must be in. Like,
was that the Seat?
WT, yeah. Yeah, like Seat, I feel like I've got quite a big history in touring cars. So yeah, there must be a Cupra in WTC. Harris moves up to P7. He's our highest placed pro driver, but of course, as we saw in the pro rounds, expect these times to get faster over the course of the first 3 or 4 minutes.
Yes, indeed. So do you think every race this season will be foggy? Seeing that it's BTC?
I mean, looks like it. I think the in-sim date for this is like the 11th of May, but you wouldn't guess it.
Yes, indeed. We've got Tim Perry in chat cheering on Altitude.
Wayne Douglas, by the way, has either run out of fuel or realised his mistake.
Yep.
Probably thought, there's not many other drivers whose numbers start with a 3 out there right now. Harris might go to pole here.
Yeah, brilliant set to 2.
I think he must have off tracked. I mean, fantastic first 2 sectors, but fell away.
Yeah, I mean, the first sector's not the fastest. Like, I'm not talking about just purple time, but it was within the window.
Bonacorsi, pole last time.
Oh, that's close.
Goes to the front row.
So we have an Am on pole, who's getting a penalty. A pro in P2, who got a penalty last week. And Shirkov, the pro-am in P3. We noticed this last week. The division you're in, not like GT3, LMP2, GTP, that we're so expectant of the groups. Nothing like that at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone's so new to these cars.
But no, we're going to see some pro times seriously start appearing at the top, for sure.
And Harris, as you say that, has gone to the top. 300's clear. Chozanet moves up to P6. Had a very good battle with one of the other drivers. I think one of the French. Oh no, one of the other drivers last time out.
What's nice is it's not looking like there's a dominant car out there at the moment. Do we ride on board Bonacorsi? See how they take this.
Yeah, on the dashboard.
So in this car, you steer with the throttle, right? It's front-wheel drive. You know, we think of trail braking to get your rotation, but braking it's the opposite way around in these cars, actually.
I'm not entirely sure. That's a question for the interviews, I think.
Well, no, you throttle to straighten the car.
Yeah, it's not to straighten the car.
To straighten the car.
Not to turn it on exit, no.
No.
James Bumig's gone to the top, but Gabriel Bonacorsi is on a very quick lap. Although it wasn't actually a good first sector for Bonacorsi, so it looks very good on our screens, but he's lacking quite a bit in sector 1, and that is why he... Oh, no, he has gone to the top. It was a fantastic sector 3 as well, and he's done it by a 10,000th.
That is tight.
Of course, the iRacing timing does go to more digits than 3. We just can't see them. So that is legitimately faster. Whether it was by a 10,000th or a 100,000th, it was faster.
Well, on my timing, it tells me 1,000th.
Oh, okay, sure. As Harris goes even faster.
That's a proper time.
And that is daylight around a circuit like this.
Yes, that's what I mean, yeah. So the gap between, what, 1st and 4th is the same. Oh, no, I mean, it's tight. It's really tight.
Moon up to 5th. He's taking a little longer than the others to get up to speed here, but he's getting there now, up into the 3rd row of the grid. Tom Mayle expects him to be at least in the top 10, but he wasn't quite as competitive as we thought Mayle would be last time out. He was sort of around that 10th place. He's 18th now.
Tim Perry in chat saying Wembley's going to be a serious threat tonight. Yeah, he's my pick for the win. And yours is Bonacorski, right?
Yes.
That's going to be tight.
We both got a good shot right now.
Thomas Hansen, David has never heard of push understeer on front wheel drive. Yeah, I mean, I was trying to simulate it in my head. I couldn't, couldn't think. It's not a car. It's a car I've watched a lot over the years, but I have so little experience in driving. But they look fun.
Tom Mayle with another attempt. Better lap this is definitely going to go up the order. And it's up to P11 for Tom Mayle.
So I've raced Tom here in officials a lot at Brands Hatch back in the GT4, sorry. He is quick, let's say that. Corshevin, back from his week off last week.
Yeah, very impressive in the GT3s. Fantastic racer.
Yeah, not always the best qualifier, so let's see. He was a fighter. I'd always work his way up the field.
Harrison Crowther in his first appearance this season moves up to P10.
Honda looking like a good pick, but then again, it's also two very, very strong drivers, so... Not long left on the clock, so only about, what, 30, 40 laps left?
Yeah.
So the 2-minute advantage is too much for the pros, right? Sam?
Well, yeah. But if we go to Spa, then it will be a disadvantage.
Correct, all right.
Which is a possibility, even though this is BTCC tracks. If Croft does not get added, we will be going to Spa because it's a really good track. Snetson next time out, of course, the 300 circuit. That's going to be bordering on 2 minutes. Probably the longest lap time we have of the season, of the planned tracks. Of course, we go to Silverstone, but only the national layouts.
You've got to love Wayne Douglas. He is out there.
He's back out there. He didn't realise his mistake.
He's going for lap 23.
We would have done 4 races.
I don't know what he's going to be more surprised about. A, his penalty, or B, his promotion to Pro-Am. Which one?
I think the penalty. I hope he's going to be surprised by the penalty. Hopefully he's not just flaunting the rules openly.
Because, yeah, unfortunately, these extra laps, they've done one thing, exposed his pace. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he is sitting 4th right now.
But he's done a full race simulation.
Yeah.
He's like, I can just put this in repeat and be done with it. I know how much tyre I'm going to have. I got more. You guys have done practice, but not on the exact track conditions that we're going to have.
You've got a 20-second race penalty, and you're a Pro-Am driver now.
Yeah. So I'm not seeing much green on the timing tower. Bumi starts his penultimate lap now. Clearly lining it up by taking that wide line. That's sort of how you can see. Bit of a tow here for Koroshavin, if that's going to get him anything. Of course, these guys fighting over hundredths of a second, so...
Yeah, 100% right. Everything helps. Can we see the humidity?
Yeah, might see the weather tab somewhere. But yeah, Moon, trying to improve as well. Chosenet is on a pretty good lap. Chosenet could get an improvement for Delta V. He's currently P7. There is the humidity. Maybe there isn't the humidity. Oh no, but I don't think we can see the humidity. But I don't know why it's not there, but it's not there.
Oh yeah, perhaps chance of rain override it.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. Chosenet, you can see that only 100th slower than his best lap, so it was not an improvement for him. But he set a personal best Sector 1. What can Moon do? This is going to be... Oh, you know what? He does actually have just enough time to start another lap if he so chooses to go for it. Can he get on the second row of the grid? No, he cannot.
Tom Mal reported his middle monitor disconnected. It's never the right one. It's never the right one.
Yeah, unlucky Tom. Hopefully you get it fixed for the race. So second and third back to the pits. Chosenet's still out there. Chosenet, yeah, can he get an improvement? Stays 7th. Korshevin, can he improve? Stays 9th. Wayne Douglas.
He's done.
Can he take the pole for the AMS? No, it's not a good lap.
He's on his 27th lap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he can have any complaints about the penalty.
And the prime promotion.
And the prime promotion. I feel like sometimes you can be a bit like, oh, come on, you know, didn't make much of a difference. It's like, yeah, you did do 17 laps too many. So here we go then. Heat 1. Damien Harris on pole position alongside Bonacorsi. Then it's Bumi, Douglas, Moon, Shirkov, Chosenet, Mihailov, Korshevin, Crowther, Sikorsky, Hurd, Mail, Bayment, Hutchinson, Denisenko, Fowler, Kindness, Nuzini, Saunders, Hilton, Chenna, Scheibel, Gonzaga, Harhov, Kolaudis, Teichmann, Koom, Malcolm, Hedgecock, Venturini, Finkbeiner, Backmeyer, Zuko, Walsh, Toth, Spillane, Morrison, Bisseggio, Mergia, and Neg. The bottom two did not do qualifying because they had a qualifying ban. Wonder if Lewis could quickly just see, even if it's just in sim, it might look a bit rubbish, but what the weather radar is. You might just need to click on the sim itself and then just open the iRacing thing.
Lewis doesn't know iRacing much.
Oh, yeah, so apparently it started raining. I wonder if we could get like an onboard of one of the cars. So we've got a split in strategy. Some drivers are starting on the wet tyres, some drivers are starting on the dry. Well, we did not expect the rain to come this early. It is definitely the right thing to start on the wet tyres because it's only going to get wetter. But some drivers have not started on the wets. Korshevin is on the dries. We've got Hurd on the dries. We've got Saunders on the dries. A lot of drivers haven't gridded up. They've got 20 seconds to make a decision. James Bumi starts in P3. He's on the dries, which I think is an awful mistake, David.
Well, I think I'd start dry. If it's a dry track and it's raining, I'd start dry.
I think this is going to be a huge mistake. The pit stop is going to cost so much. And the wet tyres are very good on a dry track. We'll see if Bumi can use it in these early stages. But the vast majority of the field are on wet tyres.
Green.
Round 2 of the season is underway.
Yeah,
it's a good start for Harris. It's not a great start for Bumi. He's already dropped a place. Maybe those tyres are already suffering. But it's the perfect start for Harris. He's held on to the lead. Bonacorski in second place as they tiptoe their way around this very slippery circuit now. Douglas having to defend. Douglas trying to go for second place. Douglas making contact with Bumi, whose tyre strategy, well, maybe it wasn't because of the tyres that incident, but it's not going to be a good race for him, as we see some of the slick tyre runners dropping back down the order, I think.
Yeah, I mean...
Although Korshevin's gone up 6 places on the dry, so maybe the dries are faster right now.
Yeah, I mean, for right now, definitely. We're not even seeing any spray, so that's definitely an indication that the dry tyre's quicker, even with some spray. I mean, maybe we can get a cockpit cam to see the spray, because sometimes this camera can be very misleading. Yeah, no spray. It's 100% dry tyre.
Harrison Crowther on the dry tyres. He's making his way up. Korshevin up into second place as well. So these dry tyres got to use these conditions whilst it lasts. I still think the wet's the way to go, because the wet tyres will be pretty good in these conditions. Even in the dry, it'll only be a couple of seconds lap off the pace. And it will be just a case of how much it rains.
If If we could get a replay, just a quick one of that Boemi incident.
And Korshevin's going to go for the lead as well, so we are going to see a move.
I said this, he wasn't great in qualifying, but absolutely climbs his way in the race. He's trying around the outside. Wait, no, he's setting up a good run right now. Oh no, he's being, it looks like he's being handed it.
Well, he's got dry tyres, so compared to the wets. And into the pits comes Crowther on the dry tyres. He's gone for the wet, so maybe we are getting to the limit, but I mean, there's no spray at the moment.
No, not at all.
So Tim Perry saying that the wets can overheat very quickly. I mean, I've only got experience in the Porsche Cup, Tim, but that's not what I found. I found that the wets were actually absolutely fine in the dry conditions, and they lasted pretty well even when it did start to rain. Like the tyre wear was very minimal. But I trust that you probably driven a lot more in these cars, so you probably know a bit more. As there's still a lot of changes. Hutchinson's up into 4th place. Hurd is up into 2nd place.
Yeah, those dry tyre drivers are climbing. So Boemi is probably, while he is...
And Korshevin's in. So even in the leads, he was like, I can't keep doing this.
Wow. Wow, no way.
So Hurd and Hutchinson, the Pro-Ams, Hurd up 11 places, Hutchinson up 13. They are on the dry tyres.
I don't believe that could be from tyre. There's no spray. I firmly believe Korshvin must have got a black flag and wanted to do the 3 laps.
No, you are right. So Korshvin is still on the dries.
Yeah.
So where are these why are they all getting dry for this?
I'm not sure. Are you nervous you put it on a 1x limit? Drive for every 4 laps.
They think so.
We have to do
there's
that.
been a crash for Spillane further down the order, sorry.
Boemi is climbing and fast.
Here was this Spillane instance.
What's teammate on teammate? Oh yeah, he's...
Oh no, it's driver ahead. I think that's Gonzaga.
Oh.
And actually Spillane managed to avoid it pretty well. But some of the others weren't so lucky. Abumi is up to 12th now after spinning almost to the back.
Yeah, I saw him at 20th, 19th, 20th, 21st, that sort of range. So he's living his best life right now.
What a shame it is for... So Korshvin obviously got the penalty, right? But who was the other one who got the penalty before? I mean, I'm sure Bumi's going to feel disappointed, but there's a lot of dry runners who could have been in the absolute box seat. Ross Fowler is right down the order as well, despite being on the dry tyres. I don't know what's happened to him.
Can we get a cockpit cam just to see this rain intensity?
Yeah, maybe it stopped raining.
Yep.
Oh!
I told you. What did you say? Boemi's in a shot for P3. Easy.
Yeah.
P4. I mean, Reese is climbing. He's on the dry tyre. Boemi is 10th? Wait, he just gained a cup 9th?
Yeah, I mean, he's... So right now, the top 2 on the dry tyres are 2 seconds faster than the drivers on the wet tyres behind them, despite being half a second slow in qualifying. So it's about 2.5 seconds a lap. If it starts raining now, it will still be better on the wet tyres. But yeah, it must have just been a short period of rain. And obviously, I'm going to use my excuse. I was just told it was 100% rain, and thought once the rain was here, it's just going to stay.
Here we go, look. Boemi's
So
like...
it must have just been a shower.
Inside, outside, it doesn't matter, mate. It doesn't matter. It doesn't concern me. Pick a side, I'll pick the other one, and I'll be gone. Look at this. And he's off. P8.
Tom Mayle is in the pits. What is going on with Tom Mayle?
Yeah, he was having hardware issues.
True, very true.
Tim Perry's asking jump starts. No, I mean... well, it could have...
Well,
you get
yeah,
3 laps to serve, right?
Yeah, maybe if we watch Arne Korshevin's start back again, I don't know. Maybe that would be the key. Saunders up into P5 on the dry tyres. It might be worth actually changing the overlay to dry and wets rather than the manufacturer.
It's a really good idea.
And then you can see exactly what's going on. Of course, you can also check out the live timing link, which will also show that.
We're up to 7th. And Reese is climbing as well. Reese is just on a charge. Reese is up, and I want to say this slowly, 16 positions. The leaders up 13 and 11. But we're going to play lots of clips of Sam at the beginning saying, that is an awful decision. And I said, if I was out there, it just started raining, dries for me, please.
I'm still hoping for the rain.
I mean, Buemi is now 5th.
Yeah.
It is only Damien Harris out there making the wet work for him. You got Stephen Hurd. Oh, there you go. You can see the overlay now. So yeah, like I say, Harris is holding on to that wet tyre, but granted, he has created a massive gap in front of him. But it's futile. He's doing well, but it's too long a time left. He won't have the traction.
Chosenet's into the pits. I don't understand why all these drivers are pitting. Chosenet's actually on the wet tyres. I wonder if he's given up on the wets. And it's like, you know what? I think I can make up the time on the dries. I don't think he can, because all the traffic you'd have to overtake.
Yeah, and if you're racing against wet runners, then you might as well stay out there, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Unless
he's going to be a lap down.
Yeah, so I mean, like, you have to change who you're racing against. Korshevin climbing. Wait, Korshevin served a drive-through, yeah? Not a pit.
Yeah, he's served a drive-through.
So yeah, jump start.
It's just weird though that it was two of them. Like,
yeah, they left it as late as possible to hope for incidents and then boxed. So Saunders, so P2, P3 and P4, all the same team. Altitude 2, Altitude 3, Altitude 4.
Yeah. LA Motorsports leading. So Chosenet did go on the... Oh, actually, you know what? Oh, yeah, Chosenet did go on the dry tyres, but he was stationed for 45 seconds. Is that how long it takes to change tyres?
No, that's...
Oh, sorry, no, that's maybe not stationary. Maybe that's pit stop, like time in the pit stop, maybe. Like
maybe.
In the
I really don't know. I mean, TCR could be one tyre at a time for all I know. I haven't driven this. I mean, when do you take tyres in a TCR? Like, Nord 24, and that's it?
Yeah, Ivra used to run the TCR, I think. Or 24 hours, wasn't it, actually, in the EA?
So Harris still doing well, but I feel he will finish no better than 8th unless there's an incident. I think Bromley's enjoying this race. Nightmare start.
Yeah, but you
terrible
might be thinking,
T.
oh, if I just avoided contacts, I would have, like, cruised to the win. Boone is into the pits. So some of these wet runners are thinking, I cannot cope with this, but I just don't see where the time's going to come. I mean,
well, Moon's left it really late to do what he's doing. If you were going to do it, you should have done it 4 laps ago.
Well, we got the thing is, it's 15 laps. They're losing 2 seconds a lap. So you're only going to gain 30 seconds back.
Well, unless it becomes... Unless it's exponentially getting worse for them.
But I don't think it is. Damien Harris's times have been very consistent.
Yeah.
The low 51, so I think it's staying the same. So Harris overtaken by Korshevin, so it's now top 5.
Yeah, Tom Mouse saying monitor died.
Oh, shame.
Yeah, big shame.
Oh, is it starting to rain again?
Yeah, I think it did a little while ago, but we're still not seeing any spray.
No, it will take a while to get it bad.
I said Buemi has passed Rhys Saunders, and with the fastest lap of the race, he is now break even. His position is where he started. He has repaired the damage that happened on that one. He must have enjoyed overtaking 20 cars though.
Yeah. The wipers are on.
So this is where Sam could end up being right if it gets too bad.
Yeah, if it really buckets it down, then...
But first stage will be spray, and we're not seeing any spray yet.
Spray, yeah.
Spray's one thing. When the track is declared fully wet, it gets really bad really quickly for sure. Not just lost lap time, but I mean, some of those corners are going to be treacherous.
So much rubber down as well, I imagine. There'll be, yeah, some alternative lines going to need to be used. Potentially, it might just stop raining in a minute.
If I was James Buemi, I'd be asking Mark Hutchinson one thing. Get overheard, mate. Like, I need you in his mirrors. There's a 10-second void that I need help with.
So the leaders are still in the 49s. The pace has not dropped off yet.
Let's keep an eye on Russ Fowler. Out there on the dry now. Yeah, he has... I mean, I can see him getting another 8 positions.
Yeah, here comes Fowler. He was right at the back not too long ago. He had an awful start. Leaders are into the 50s now, so I think they're about a second a lap slower than they were before. So this battle's still going on. Oh, that's deep. It's very deep for foul. Is that Fowler? It may have been Harhov at the front of this on the wet tyres. Oh, he's going to be crowded into the grass there almost.
The problem is Russ Fowler will be so quick on this dry tyre, it's almost awkward with these boys. Then again, the advantage may be going away from him with this rain that's starting to kick.
Well, seemingly from that. Oh yeah, that was Scheibel going up the inside. And Fowler trying to make use of it. Is there any space? He's ahead of them still. Harhov and Scheibel going side by side. Fowler, oh, Fowler's almost off the track, but he just about keeps it going.
Yeah.
You can hear the wheel spin on the curb. It is getting a bit slippery up there. And the crossover is coming. The leaders are now matching the drivers on the wet tyres. So the crossover is here.
So Russ Fowler is the biggest loser here because the dry drivers have all maximised what dry speed they has. Crothers in the, I think,
As
Harrison
Crowther,
Crothers towed?
maybe Crowther's just gone, no, I can't. I don't. Oh, is he towed? I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's. I think he.
Towed.
I'm not sure.
But so you can Hurd and Hutchinson hang on to this. They were in the 49s, they're now in the 52s. They're losing about a second a lap compared to their previous lap time. And Hutchinson's momentarily gone off track, but he's all right again. Bumi might fancy. Bumi's not exactly gaining on the guys ahead there. You might expect the pro drivers to really relish these changeable conditions, but it's not gaining much. And of course, Hutchinson's now in the traffic. And that's something that the wet tyre runners will struggle with, that they're going to have to lap dry tyre runners, which is going to stop their progress.
Yes, indeed. I'm just keeping an eye on everything. But yeah, I mean, the dry tyre runners that are hooking it up, Stephen and Mark, are still a good couple of seconds quicker than the wet tyre runners, but...
Well, they're now behind wet tyre runners, so Coombe in front of Hutchinson is on the wet tyres.
Yeah.
So will he be able to overtake, or will he be stuck behind? Well, he's going for it now.
The other issue is how dangerous it will get for them. Keep an eye on the spray levels.
Yeah, Hurd is, I mean, they're still, again, these are drivers that they're lapping on the wet tyres. They are still scything their way through.
Flying.
But pretty much everyone's, so they are actually still marginally faster than the wet tyre runners. But earlier on they were 2.5 seconds lap faster, now they're only about a second lap faster. It could still change though. Whilst Harris is 26 seconds off the lead, it could still change.
Can we see the track map, which is probably just a multicoloured mess in a circle? Oh no, there is a gap.
Yeah.
Look at the colours though, it's insane.
So this is so sketchy. Like, you're just waiting for as Hutchinson goes wide. Hutchinson's got to watch the incident limit here, because they're limited to 20 incidents, and he is running wide at T1 every time. And Hurd is really struggling to get through these guys now. And Hutchinson is moving alongside, and they've got to make sure that they don't take chunks out of each other. And here comes Hutchinson. Can he get underneath? Are they going to get boxed in?
Very boxed in. A huge box as well.
And Hutchinson, he's on the inside here. It'll turn into the outside for Clark Curve. And Hurd holds on.
Oh,
but where's the gap?
Look at this. Who doesn't love a good TCR rain Indy race?
And Hurd
They are doing a good job though, because Brummies' gap hasn't changed at all. So these two, while it might look high pressure, they're doing a very, very good of managing all this. Oh, it's still such a long time to go though on this.
And Hutchinson, they almost split in the middle on Schumacher Hakkinen and pick them out. They're somewhere in there. Hutchinson is through. Hutchinson on the inside. Hurd went to the outside, and Hutchinson is up another place. He's up into the lead.
I would have my window wound down, smacking my blue flag around everybody. Like literally just banging them on the bonnet, on their window, waving my flag.
I mean, have you ever seen racing like this? They're just all on top of one another. Hurd battling his way through, and still the slick tyres are hanging on. Even in this traffic, they are still matching the drivers, the front-running drivers on the wets.
They're doing a brilliant job.
And of course we can't tell if it's raining now because they're just in the spray.
Yeah,
apparently it's not raining. 0%.
Yeah, but we are seeing small amount of spray kick up, which is definitely phase 1. 2 small phases, and then it becomes we'll start losing dry drivers, with mistakes. The white line they're using, that'll become deadly. Some of these sharper corners, the rear will get loose.
Katie in chat saying, I love these types of races, even if I'm hiding behind a cushion with high anxiety. I think that's a lot of us right now.
Me and Sam just want to be in this, don't we?
Well, to have a rant, this is why you shouldn't schedule the rain. No one knows what's going to happen at any point, and it's created a chaotic race like this.
Ironically, the track is at its wettest now, and it looks like it's stopped raining.
But they've got through a lot of that traffic. They've now lapped everyone up to 22nd place. See Neg there, who actually didn't do qualify. Neg's done a good job. He's gone up 20 places.
I'm just trying to see, was it Russ Fowler that lost out? What did he pit?
Russ Fowler's still 17th. So he sort of leveled out, I think, during that period. He's part of that massive, well, yeah, there's sort of a second train here of cars, which we'll see involve the leaders, as Fowler's actually going to be overtaken here. Looks like Teichmann's got a bit more confidence around this part of the circuit. But on the straights, that's when the slick tyre runners will really benefit, and Fowler is just able to power his way back past.
Because, yeah, we saw the dry tyre runners really capitalise, and then when I saw Russ on the dries, it just started to rain heavy, and he sort of lost his any advantage he'd have. It's going to take too long for it to dry out now to get that traction back.
Oh, it's really close to the lead again. Oh, as Fowler tries to get underneath, but it's down to 2/10 between Hutchinson and Hurd. Hurd can still win this race, and here they are. They're just behind, still having to deal with the traffic.
Oh, it looks sketchier now.
It does look sketchy, but their pace is levelling out. They're still in the 54s. They were doing 48s earlier on. A lot of that is the traffic as well. Hurd's got to obviously keep his wits about him. This would be great points for the championship. It would be a great result, probably.
And there's
the
a
best
big
result
battle going on in front of him. This is where you have to be really careful. You feel bad for Hutchinson. He's got this, but with this battle happening in front, it's very scary.
So it's 2 laps to go. And if Hutchinson can just clear these next 2 cars, that might be all he needs.
He's just got to send it. Yep, nicely done.
So this is Michael Teichmann that they're getting past.
And Hurd can just follow in this gap that gets created.
And of course now, this is Fowler up ahead of these guys, who is on the slick tyres, which we think is the best tyre. But Fowler's really struggling. Maybe he's lost a bit of temperature in it. And sprinting away goes Hutchinson. And that might just be what he needs for the race win. Still got a lap to go. It's still tricky conditions. But he's dealt with a lot worse. I mean, not only have these guys nailed the strategy, but they have been the fastest 2 drivers on the dry tyres, I think. Maybe Koroshavin, who's been very quick. He's up into 4th place now. Is Koroshavin on Saunders, or is he?
Yeah, let's see. I think inside lane's going to work quite well here. Look at those liveries, almost matching colours.
Yeah.
So white flag?
White flag. I think Koroshavin's going to have a lot more confidence on the brakes here.
Oh!
He's not...
Wow.
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 Really
but
on the... Yeah, once he
while
gets out
he
on that
saved it, yeah. It hasn't worked.
So Koroshavin up into 4th place, which after a drive-through is pretty remarkable. But
Yeah.
Hutchinson out in the leads. Well, I don't think he's ever won an overall race before, and what a race it is to win. This is exactly what we wanted from a British touring car series with rain enabled, and it is an absolutely incredible win for Mark Hutchinson. An amazing call to go against what I said, stick with the dry tyres, to overtake Hurd, and to deal with the traffic as well as he did without a bump on that car by the end. He's gone from 15th to 1st to take his first ever win in Apex Racing League, and it's been a long time coming as well.
Yeah, and what a win it was. Well deserved. I mean, up 14 positions. And it's one thing to get the strat right, it's two to make it work. Because, yes, it was the faster of the two tyre choices, but it was also the most difficult.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I really enjoyed that race.
That was good. Hopefully we've got... I mean, race 2 and race 3 might be the exact same. Like, it might be this rain is sort of coming and going. But yeah, what an... And of course, it gives him pole position for race 2.
Yep. But now, yeah, he just needs to get the strat right. And it's the same race length, correct?
Same race length, yep. Sikorsky won out of the amateurs. Oh, sorry, Douglas won out of the amateurs. Sikorsky was second in the amateurs. So here we go then. The grid, of course, this is the finishing order of race 1. So Hutchinson and Hurd on the front. Now, what tyres do they select? I am seeing a few drivers line up with the wet tyres. I wonder if Lewis could let us know what the rain is and what the rain forecast is as well for like the next 15 minutes in our ear.
I mean, the only true tell is the radar. The number is okay, but I've seen it say 100% to be dry. I've seen it's in Northamptonshire rain, whereas the radar's never wrong.
Sure. So 100% on the radar now. But the front, Hutchinson and Hurd, you can understand they're sticking with the dry tyres. But I wonder if we could get an onboard to see if it is raining at all. They've only got 10 seconds, and it's not raining right now.
Yeah, you go dry. 100%.
So a lot of drivers aren't on the grid. They need to get on the grid within the next 3 seconds. Reece Saunders gets on the grid. Oh, they just about made it. They were leaving it to the absolute last to make the decision. So here we go again. Another 20 minutes.
Green flag, green flag.
Half the drivers on the wets, half the drivers on dries. Hutchinson gets us away, and it looks like it's a good start for the Altitude 3M esports driver.
James Brumley's on wets. Am I seeing James on wets?
Yeah, a lot of drivers are on wets. There is still a bit of moisture on the track, and they're expecting it to rain a bit more. And it is now raining a bit more, almost 4 wide, as Reece Saunders absolutely sides his way up. He's up a place. It's a terrible start for James Bumey, though, on those wet tyres. He is falling backwards. Reece Saunders, though, is on the wet tyres, and he's doing fine. Well, now he's dropping back.
Yeah, I mean, can we get an onboard just to see the spray conditions? But
I mean, there's very little spray at the moment. It is raining.
But I think if they're seeing a stronger intensity and it lasts the whole race, that's what they'll be factoring.
Yeah.
That you just, I mean, they saw firsthand how hard it was to finish a race on dries.
Toth went off at Tietos, sorry.
Yeah, so they know how hard it was and how borderline it might have been. And if they're seeing 100% rain all the way to the end of this race, then yeah, they've had their fun. But at the moment, the dry tyre is the call. Top 7.
Saunders needs to think about this one smartly. He's going to lose these places. No matter what happens, he just needs to keep his car clean so that if it does rain, he's in a good place. But yeah, I mean, we could be on for another altitude win right now. The top running driver. Oh, and we've got a car in the wall, and they're bouncing back on the track. Is that going to be a big collision? Yeah. I think 4 or 5 of them got involved. And we had Berturini, we had Teichmann. I think Scott Malcolm may have been involved. I think Jay Walsh may have been involved as well. That was a messy one on the exit of Druids. So the pace is pretty good right now, in the 50s, which is only about a second off the ultimate pace in the dry.
Yeah, let's see. Reece and Buemi are in a good situation if this rain continues. That they need to hope it chucks it down, because if so, I mean, Hutchinson, Hurd, Caution, they don't stand an actual chance.
5% rain at the moment. It almost feels like that race that the Raw before the 24 we held.
Yeah. Where
the rain just isn't dropping enough, a high enough intensity. There's Nuzini up into 13th place. He's 3rd place out of the amateurs as it stands on the dry tyre, so he's made up some places. Hutchinson and Hurd still battling.
There you go, top 9, all dry tyre. So this is... We're seeing the boys that mostly capitalise the most swap the strat, apart from Hutchinson. It almost feels like...
Our house has gone past Korschman.
Yes, indeed. Let's see, this is going to be interesting. We've definitely got more dry runners this race, probably feeling a little hurt after the decision last race. But I think they're going to be crying if they work out if it really is going to keep raining like this to the end, let's see.
Some more overtakes here. Mihailov dropping down the order. Tom Mail's up 18 places. Jalkumi, Mergia, who I think got caught up in an early instant in race 1, so we didn't see him go up through the order. He's up 17 places. Oh, Reece Saunders has dropped a couple places, so Bumi is now leader of the wet.
Is that a class?
Yeah.
We have pro-am and dry leader, wet leader.
I mean, if it rains, he will win this race.
Yeah.
Well, Bumi.
I like that. And the team championship.
And the team championship.
Yeah. In each class and the team.
Oh no, Anthony Hilton has had a huge impact on the entry to turn 1.
Yeah, Shima door bang that went wrong and he's flung left into the wall.
Kaludis making some places up. He's up 11. Let's see a replay of what happened here to Anthony Hilton.
Oh.
Is this Mergia behind him? It might be. And he's just going to hit him into the wall.
Yeah, that's a pen for Mergia.
Yeah.
Even if the guy in front started braking a little earlier, it's
raining, and you're on dries.
yeah, and it's your responsibility.
Yeah, what do you expect?
3 wide.
Saunders holding on against these guys. Not for long. There goes Cloudis. Great job from Cloudis. Zhirkov will be next as well.
Buemi down 7 with the wet tyre choice at the moment.
This is really weird. It's raining. We can all see it's raining. It's been raining from the start, but the times aren't getting slower.
Well, it wasn't raining as they gridded, so it has only been raining for 5 minutes, like literally to the second.
True. Korshevin is struggling to hold on against Douglas now. I wonder if he made a mistake, Korshevin, because he's quite far behind.
If we could get a
Harris
cockpit cam, just to keep an eye on that spray. Once it gets above the height of the tyre, it starts to get really hard, but at the moment...
Yeah, there really is no spray, really, at the moment. So Sikorsky passed a bit on the Corsi.
No spray.
But yeah, Korshman's not a big fan of these conditions. He looked really good in race 1, but he is falling back. Douglas up to 4th.
Shirkov is in the pits.
Yeah.
On the dry tyre, there's no way.
Ross Fowler versus Beement. Beement passed. Or is Fowler, what's going on with Fowler actually? He's just dropped a place to Mihailov. He's on the dries, which is the better tyre right now.
Korshvin up to
Oh,
third.
Douglas has made a mistake. He's off.
Oh.
There he is. And just about a safe enough rejoin.
That was not a safe rejoin, Sam. Sam, that was not a safe rejoin. It was really impressive by the other driver. Oh, he's just lost it as he comes back on.
Is he going to move?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, there might be a bit of damage on that car
Oh,
as
no,
well.
it fixed itself.
Oh, someone's on the... Who is that? Well, Saunders is having an awful time, but he's down to 20th place now. Someone else is off the track as well. Chenna versus Mail.
Every time I check in with Buemi, he's down another 2 positions. He's down 9 now. And let's not forget he started 3rd, but made the wet tyre choice. He's cool.
Okay, the tyres are now getting slower, so they're into 50. They're now going a second and a half slower than they were earlier on. This looks.
Slower's not going to cut it. There's a 21-second deviation between Buemi and P1.
That can go in 3 laps. Like if it gets wet.
Correct.
Douglas into the pits. Might be.
Yeah, damage, I assume.
Yeah. And oh no, Caloudis is in the pits. What a shame. That could be the instant limit. Could be a drive-through for the instant limit. It is 20, and yeah, you could get a few 4Xs very quickly.
All right, let's keep an eye on pit stop time. Pace. So the...
Oh, Hurd's going the lead. Sorry, Hurd has taken the lead from Hutchinson. That will feel very good for him. Now, can he hold on to it? Because they've got Harris chasing the pair of them down.
Yeah, agreed the dry tyre's getting slower. It's about 2 seconds, 2.5 seconds a lap slower than it was. Still a second quicker than the wet, and we're running out of time. But like Sam mentioned, 3 lap. You can lose 6 seconds a lap if you're on the wet on the dry in the actual proper wet.
Just a bit of a lock-up for the race here. And then he got a wheel on the curb and just dragged him out.
Yeah, but these two have been battling all day. I mean, Mark will be happy with a 1 and a 2. So he's Just going to chill and lock in there.
Nuzini into the pits. I feel like he may have towed Nuzini. I don't think he was up there organically. So Herd pulling away a little bit now. Let's get on the curb.
Yep. Dry tyre is still the tyre at the moment. Herd and Hutchinson's laps will be affected by their battling. So I'll look at Harris's lap time for the reference.
Oh, Herd is off the track. He was just being tempted out to the grass, and he could not resist. And Hutchinson retakes the lead, and it's an unforced error from Herd. He actually looked like he had the pace on Hutchinson just moments ago.
Okay, their times are getting slower. Oh, Damien Harris is blinking. Yeah, the times are getting slower, but still, we'll see Buemi's lap. It needs to be quicker. Wet tyres are still 4/10 off.
Yeah, oh. Hutchinson will be making sure he doesn't hit the outside curb. Oh, and he's made all the effort in order to avoid it, even if it meant going snail's pace through the actual corner. But Hutchinson is, and wide goes Hutchinson. I mean, the slowdowns are going to be a bit messed up now at this point, so you may not necessarily have to give that one up, but I think out here might be where the grip is for Herd. But Hutchinson's actually got the better run onto the start-finish line.
Yeah, I'm enjoying this.
Halfway through this race too, and the times really are starting to slow down, and the wet tyres are now faster, but these guys are battling, so it's difficult to tell. Off the track goes Herd. Hutchinson back in the lead.
Can we get cockpit cam? I really want to check in on this spray. I feel like lap times are starting to turn, because we're almost seeing the 55s now.
Yeah. Here is the onboard. Oh, Hutchinson he really is struggling through Graham Hill Bend every time he's locking the brakes.
Yeah, so we're seeing the spray just over the tyre height now. So it is there.
And again, these two are alongside. Will Hutchinson skip the chicane again? No, he's kept it on the track this time. They're coming up to the back markers again.
So 10 minutes. And the deviation is...
Oh, it's Herd on the grass.
25 seconds.
Herd has lost out to Harris. Again, it's that bit of grass which cost him earlier on. It's cost him second place. Behind them, Sikorsky is battling with Korishvin.
Okay, the wet tyre is officially the faster tyre. There you go. Crossover happened this lap.
Yeah.
55, 55, 56, 55. The wet's 54. So at last, when we can put it in third gear and think, okay,
oh,
Herd. But he has looked like, if anyone's going to make a mistake, unfortunately, it's looked like it's going to be Stephen. He's...
Oh!
Wow! Crossover has happened. Yeah, the dry tyres are in trouble.
And through goes Harris. Hutchinson just cannot do Graham Hill bends. I think we've seen it 3 times out of the last 4 laps. He's basically lost the lead through there. So Harris leads for the first time. But, I mean, they even need to start considering whether it's fair to go on the wet tyres, because it really does feel like there's going to be a cliff.
They've committed to it. Yeah, they've committed to it.
I think you have got to stick with it, especially seeing that it worked so well. No guarantee that the weather's going to stay like this.
Yeah, so let's keep an eye. So the gap from Buemi, who's the leader in the... Oh no, Leon is now. What happened? He got passed.
Yeah, Leon Harhoff.
Yeah, the gap is 22 seconds from Leon and James up to Daniel Harris in the lead.
Oh, hey, Gonzaga, by the way, is up 25 places. And it's on the tail, Beeman. Oh, there goes Korshvin. Korshvin's caught up to these guys, and he's got past Hutchinson. And wide goes Harris. And Herd is back in the lead.
Let's not forget, it's not a case of how quickly you can catch them. It's how many mistakes are these guys going to make now with this drift setup they have.
Yeah.
And this battle is not going to help them. They're all battling tooth and nail with barely any traction.
Zuko past Gonzaga. Zuko's having a great run, up into 13th place now. But we've got a lead pack of 5.
Okay, oh no, it was just an internet blink. I was back to report a pit stop.
Herd wide, and Harris back in the lead again. And so that's Korshvin. He's going to go with him, but that might be the line that Herd wants, actually, offline. And yeah, he has good speed. But then he's onto the curb, and Korshvin is through. He's up into second now.
I'd like to just point out that these guys were watching.
Oh, and Hutchinson. Hey,
same as last lap, yeah?
Go slow with me there. Please.
These guys are running 6 seconds a lap slower than we saw them at the start.
Yeah.
6 seconds
But
a lap.
only 1 second slower than the wet tyres.
Correct. That's the catch I was trying to get at. So it needs to not more just impact their pace, but impact their mistakes.
Mihailov, I think, has made a mistake, albeit he's on the wet tyres. Dropped a couple of places a moment ago. And Gonzaga's gone down. That's a big shame for the Portuguese. He was having a great run, was Jorge Gonzaga. But he will drop near the back of the order now. And these guys cannot catch up to the drivers that they're meant to be lapping. Contacts.
Big track out there. Big track out there.
Might open
But
the
again,
door for Sikorsky.
Korchevin's a fighter. We know that from GT3.
He's going to go straight on at Graham Hill. This time it's Sikorsky.
It looks tricky.
I think if you're on the racing line down into that corner, you've got no chance. I think that's the mistake that Hutchinson's been making all these laps.
Okay, that gap from the wet drivers is just not coming down.
Is that a bit
enough.
of sun as well?
Yeah, I'm not sure. The rain still looks like it's chucking it down. And we are seeing spray come off the back of the cars, like even from this angle. What's it like in cockpit? I imagine they're seriously seeing spray now. Half car height, I imagine.
Harris versus Corchevin. Corchevin taking the alternate line.
Yeah, I mean, there is spray. No long straights really kick it up, though. The problem, I think, with the wet runners, I think it was the right call, but I don't think they have wet tyres anymore. I think they've worn them down.
Oh, as Corchevin's on the racing line, there's just no grip out there on the racing line down that corner. So I'm not an expert on this, but as far as I'm aware, I think the wet tyres actually last very well. I think not in there, outside there. Well, again, I've only got experience in the Porsche Cup, but when I was doing wet tyres on a dry track in the Porsche Cup, they lasted very well. Even after like 10 minutes, they only lost about 10% tyre tread.
But yeah, the wet runners are not catching anywhere enough. It's considering there's only 5 minutes left to go.
Zuko with a mistake, he's dropped down to 22nd. Here is battle between Scheibel and Mihailov. These guys on the wet tyres. As Corchevin has taken the lead from Harris. I think Harris made a mistake at T1. And Corchevin, from 4th on the grid, is up in the lead for the first time.
Let's see, Corchevin's bid for the lead. Just next level grip. Yeah, oh, he's gone.
Yeah. There's just that, I think there's a patch in that corner where it's just completely like ice. I think Harris got on that a bit. There's someone off to the side. I mean, Zuko. Sikorsky, as Hutchinson's gone off, and Sikorsky goes past.
The wet runners are about 1.8 seconds quicker now, so it's coming to them. They've left it late. They've left it really late, but it's coming to them. But they do have to overtake cars, so yeah.
Yeah, the times are, they are still getting a bit slower for the dry runners, but it's not much. It's maybe losing about 3 or 4 tenths compared to the lap prior. They're probably going to get a rainbow soon. I don't know if iRacing simulates that.
But we're seeing the largest sprays this lap, though.
Yeah,
for sure. We're seeing them on corner exit now. Look, there you go. Yeah, we're seeing spray everywhere now.
So Fowler on the dries. Let's see what his grip is like compared to these guys. He's all right through T1. On the inside into T2, can he get stopped? Nope.
No.
This is the other car's a break.
Problem is they're all very close to their instant limits. 3 wide, 3 wide, 3 wide. And Russ loses out big time here.
And that was Scheibel getting past the lot of the... Oh, Mihailov, sorry, getting past a lot of them.
Russ is gone.
Yeah.
I think if I'm a betting man, Russ has got to drive through this lap.
Yeah.
Because he looks really distracted. That 3 wide, I think he backed out. I think he's just dejected. So I'm calling a pit stop.
That's off for P4. Hutchinson back on Sikorsky.
Oh, these dry runners they're in trouble. No, the lap times are dropping. Yeah, it's 3 seconds a lap now. Yeah, 57.
Oh, and he's round.
Yeah, I think they're in trouble. I think they've gone too far.
It'll take him a while to get back on track as well. The grass is going to be so slippery. It's just going to be spinning up those tyres. Oscar Piastri style. There's Harhoff, 14 seconds off the lead, but we've only got 2 minutes to go. So he's not going to win the race, but...
Well, if they spin, if all the dry runners spin, look.
We've lost another one.
Yeah,
it's Mergia. After gain, he was up nearly 30 places was Mergia.
If all the dry runners spin, then he does win. But it's looking like it's just got to the point of tricky.
Denisenko on his debut.
Let's
Up
see.
into 4th now, past Sikorsky, who seems to be struggling towards these latter stages. James Bumy on the wet tyres. He can get past Hutchinson here, as long as Hutchinson doesn't crash into him.
Yeah, Leon and James, 7 and 8. It's coming back to them. Let's not forget they were, what, 17? Oh, no. They were down...
They were about 11th and 12th.
Yeah.
They can still get a few more. Chenna
Yeah, let's see how they can handle this.
versus Backmeyer. Both these guys on the wet tyres. Sikorsky's got back past Denisenko. Leader is... Well, we're about to go onto the white flag lap, so these guys might be spared a lap compared to what they were... Oh, no. No, I think I'm getting it wrong. I'm not sure if this is the white flag lap or not. It might be really close, and that might actually decide how far Harhoff is able to get up the order.
Yeah, they're struggling. The lap times are in the 58s and 59s. Literally 58. They're 3-4 seconds slower than the wet tyres now.
Yeah, they're 10 seconds slower than if it was bone dry.
Yeah, they're really struggling. Is this the white flag lap then?
Yeah, it's going to be really close. I'm not quite sure which way it's going to go. If it was a dry track, definitely would have time for another one. I think this is going to be it. Only got one corner to go as Harris goes straight on. Here comes Korshevin. He'll be hoping it's the checker flag, but of course he has made a mistake down to P8. Is this it? Or have we got one more to go? Here he comes to the line.
It's hard to predict with
It's
them,
another one. Well, he crossed the line after the 20 minutes, but obviously iRacing must be calculating it based on a dry lap.
Yeah.
So we have got one more. It should be fine for Korshevin, but it's an opportunity for Harhoff to potentially get 2 more places.
Yeah, and I think he will. It's 58, 59 lap times for the dry runners now. They are...
Yeah, they're 3 seconds slower.
Yeah, so I think Leon's just going to... Let's see. He's only got a couple of corners, that's the
Yeah,
problem.
there's not, yeah.
Look at this, though. They cannot apex. But let's see.
We've got a back marker as well in front of them, Adam Hedgecock. Hopefully we'll get out of the way. Oh, they're trying to cover it off. There's nowhere for Harhoff to go.
Let's see. If he can get anywhere, a sniff on the inside, they can't hold the inside.
Yeah, let's stick with this, I think, to the end. We know what's going to happen now in the lead.
Inside.
As Harhoff, can he get... Well, he'll get this one.
Yep.
No doubt about it.
Oh, we tried...
Can he get one more? Because Hedgecock's holding them up ahead. Here comes Harhoff with the extra traction. No, he's going to have to set up a P5. Denisenko got Hurd on the line. What a final... Hurd must have made a mistake. He almost got overtaken by Harhoff in the end. But yeah, Denisenko passes Hurd right at the finish there. Apologies, maybe the car... Sorry, the car that they were catching up on was Hurd, wasn't it? I think I was saying it was Hedgecock, but it was Hurd, I think, the whole time. So my bad on that one.
Akuni RT, by the way, 1st and 3rd with that.
Yeah, great day for the Ukrainians.
So, the call was dry tyre, just by a lap.
Well, 8 seconds was the gap.
Yeah, but they almost couldn't drive anymore,
Yeah.
and they were losing. At the end there, it was a 3-second lap deviation time.
Hutchinson finished half a minute off the lead in 16th. And we saw how well he coped with the conditions in race 1. So if he was making mistakes, shows how tough it was. Well, what a race 2. I think this race 3 is just going to be full wet, though. It is going to get wetter as the evening goes on. That looks really wet right now. This is just the warm-up. We can go through the results, though. Of course, we didn't really have time to think about it, but the top 7 get inverted. So that means that Wayne Douglas is going to be on pole position for... Oh, boy, that's the race 1 result, so Wayne Douglas will not be on pole position. I think he had a bad race 2, actually, did Douglas. You can see there's actually standing water now, so definitely going to be wet conditions. The drivers out in warm-up now, trying to get as much practice as they possibly can in these new conditions. But here are the race 2 results. So that means that James Bumy will be on pole for race 3. And it's Sikorsky. I won't go through the whole standings, but yeah, Korshevin getting his first race win. Of course, it felt like he could have got one in GT3 Trophy last season, but that is his first race win, Korshevin.
That's impressive. What, ARL period? No way.
Yeah, well, he's only done 1 season of GT3 Trophy.
And I think he missed a couple as well, didn't he?
Yeah,
Brightly.
missed a couple of rounds, yeah. Maybe did, yeah, or maybe 2 seasons of GT3 Trophy. I don't know, I feel like he's been around for a while.
Right, I'm calling it this time. It's wet.
I don't think yeah, there's puddles.
What did I call for race 2 though? Wet or dry?
I don't think you called it.
What would I have done? I'm trying to think when I saw it. I think I would have called wet for race 2.
Yeah.
You don't
But
get you called wet for race 1.
No, because we don't get told what's happening in 15 minutes. All we get told is in our ear, 100% rain.
Yeah.
Which at that point I'm like, okay, wet tires.
Yeah.
But obviously if it's only 50% chance of rain in 15 minutes, then maybe not. But yeah, it's impressive how well the slick tires held on, but that is the state of the track now.
The track is looking much different.
Yeah,
now it looks fully saturated, yeah.
I mean, they're going to be 15, 20 seconds a lap off the pace.
You've got to feel bad for those wet runners. Like, the crossover came and it was severe. 3.5 seconds a lap, but it just weren't enough. The dry drivers were able to just about muscle.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's puddles on the curbs now. Very different.
Well, I hope everyone's enjoying this, because, yeah, this is what we want. Late Apex, we recorded an episode earlier on. Do check out the episode on our YouTube channel or wherever you stream podcasts, whether that's Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Just search The Late Apex. You can see our chat about the latest sim racing news, including Le Mans Ultimate, Assetto Corsa Evo, and the FIA F4 Esports Championship, where we had a little bit of a preview to this race as well. But yeah, I'm going to mention it again. These series, PEC GB,
Yep.
I have my problems with that series. One, it's in the Porsche, but
I know what you're going to say.
Problem,
Scripted weather.
Scripted weather. PESC, as far as I'm aware, scripted weather. What's with this scripted weather? Why can't we have it like this? This is so much better.
Yeah. Pro drivers are only good at practicing things. They're not good at adapting, you know?
But yeah, like, obviously, we had changeable... We had, like, what, 3 races where it went from dry to wet in PEC GB, but everyone just pits on the same lap. They're like, oh, yeah, we know we got to pit on lap 9. Whereas with this, who knows?
Here's a conspiracy theory. iRacing know it can get monsoon red flag conditions. They don't know how to fix it, so that's why they script their races to make sure it doesn't happen.
Yeah, I just, like, yeah, give a word to Porsche, be like, guys, you don't want it random.
Yeah, we trust me, yeah.
So here's the grid then. It's top 7 reverse, so it's Bumi on the pole. Race 2 winner Korshevin starts P7. Everyone is on the wet tyres.
I want to see someone grid up on dry.
I wonder if you can be told, is it raining? What's the forecast looking like now? Yeah, it's raining. It's definitely raining. So it's going to be, yeah, some long lap times, over minutes lap times coming up. Board Leon Harhov there. We've got 2 green cars on the front row. One a pro, one an AM, and then third place is a pro-am. What's going to happen? Yumi on the pole position.
Green.
And away we launch.
Oh, it looks so much slower than in the dry.
It will be one of the toughest starts of the season. And straight through, no, not quite straight through. I thought Harhov may have had the run of Sikorsky there, but he had to stay behind. And can anyone take advantage here? They bundle through. Damien Harris had to slosh through the puddles there, but he actually managed to carry decent speed and will be on the grip here outside line. Look at the speed for Sikorsky. Sikorsky might take the lead here, trying to cover it off his Bumi, and he just about did manage to get Sikorsky.
Oh.
And Sikorsky's gone on the grass, and he's off. At Graham Hill Bend, he won't lose too many places, but Bumi managing to fend off. Harhov in second place, Hurd trying to gain places. And
yeah,
it's actually Denisenko started gaining places, up into P3.
This is nothing like the first 2 races the drivers have been doing. We'll probably see lap times in the minutes, I think. Oi.
Shy below the curb.
Yeah, it looks treacherous, and they're probably using their quote-unquote wet lines, but those weren't wet lines. Now you need wet lines. You cannot be getting on those white curbs or on the near the grass.
Well,
Yeah, my call is 1 minute lap times. But let's see.
Well, first lap was a 1:05 from a standing start. Everyone needs to avoid that big puddle at the bottom of the hill. Oh, going defensive there is Denisenko And here comes Corby versus Harris. Harris going the long way round. I think he lost that place at turn 1, but he's trying to get it back again. And Corby's on that treacherous racing line, but he's carried some speed.
Yep.
So it's treacherous under braking, but once you get to the corner, of course you're on the outside, it's much more grippy.
Yep. Densenko losing position there to Hurd. Hurd's looked good all day. My pick for Pro. Yeah. So much different to race 1 and 2. And the lap times are 57. So
okay, that's actually the same as what we were doing before.
yeah, that's how it ended. No, that was for the dry runners.
For the dry runners.
Yeah. So yeah.
But even for the wet runners, so only doing. Oh, Hahov has got past Bumi. I think Bumi's hit the puddle.
Yeah, I think Bumi's in trouble. He's back going now. Yes. We can get a replay of what happened to Bumi there.
So yeah, Bumi managed to keep P3. Then Harris has dropped back in. Oh, there's Sikorsky.
There's a corner there.
Yeah, Sikorsky's gone straight on again. That's what he did on lap 1. But again, he doesn't lose that much time.
It doesn't look optimal.
No. I thought that would be, going off into Narnia, but he's
Korchevin's completely losing it there. But good traction. Yep, keeps it.
Some good gains for Mergia, up 7. Kalaudis up 13. Toth up 12.
Jay Walsh into the pit. It's got a replay of Leon.
So, yeah, wow. Is that, I mean, how do you do that in a front-wheel drive car?
Puddle.
But, yeah, I thought you'd understeer to the left, not oversteer to the right. But, yeah, that's what happened to him. It was on board.
It's tricky. Yeah, massive puddle.
Yeah, well, he's not actually even on the dots, I think, when he spins it. Maybe if he was, it would actually straighten up the car.
Sure, this is going to be big points. I haven't seen Stephen Hurd's name outside of the top 2 or 3.
Yeah, I think he's going to be the highest point scorer today. What a performance. Sikorsky up into P9 again, so he's got good pace, Sikorsky, when he's not going straight on at Graham Hill.
I tell you what name we haven't mentioned once, and it was the name we mentioned the most last race, Moon.
Yeah.
Where's he been?
I think he had a decent race 1 around P8, and then, very bad race 2. So
because he was in another league on round 1.
Slow for one of the altitude cars. Oh, it's Adam Hedgecock. He's lap down, contact. Moon trying to get underneath.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't a car's width there. I'm not sure there was a tyre's width.
I think Paint Biner has gone off as well, but I think it's back going at the cost of a few places.
Yeah, that looks like the one that's catching him out the most, that left-hander on the right on the...
Oh, both altitude cars, one saved it, Saunders did not.
Looks tricky. Looks tricky. Shame, Reese had a good, strong... round 1 was very strong, if I remember rightly. So Leon Harhoff looking really strong, but then again, he's well practiced in the wet. We just saw him do that stint as the lead wet driver in the last race, getting an overtake done on the last lap. Oh, and Hurd door-to-door with Buemi.
Oh, and he's off. Hurd, we've seen a few mistakes, and that is another one for him. It's P5 now.
Yeah, he's behind some strong drivers, teammates Pavlov and Densenko and Korchevin.
Good line there for Neg, who didn't do qualifying earlier on. He's been playing catch-up ever since, but he's up 9 places in this race 3.
Yeah, Mergia up 10. Moon up 12 this race.
Had a lot of drivers back to the pits as well. We haven't seen so many of the incidents, but it's a lot. We've got about a quarter of the field basically in the pits.
Yeah, it's tough. Oh, replay. What happened to Adam Kindness?
Hopefully this is a reasonable rejoin. Yeah, I think maybe parked it after this. Bad news for Adam Kindness. This is what happened to him on lap 1. Is that Senna? Oh, wow, and then a big hit. I'd like to say who it was by, but
One of the
could be a
cars.
few. I think it may have been Backmeyer. It was Backmeyer, Spillane, or Finkbeiner. It was one of them. It's one of the Smiler esports.
Leon's got this, isn't he? He's looking like he's really enjoying these conditions. As I said, he had a good warm-up on the last race, running that wet tyre to the end, whereas the front 7, 6, whatever, were all dry, and they've been... Whoa!
That's that same issue, isn't it?
Yeah, the top 6 from last race were just running around on dry tyres, tiptoeing, whereas Leon was full push. So he's been able to come into this race and just keep that momentum going.
There's a few more of the crashes. Wayne Douglas involved in this one.
Oh, it's just glow.
Is that Russ Fowler?
Yeah, looks like...
Yeah, I think it was for Verana Esports, and then... Oh, no. Don't know who that other car was involved. But, yeah, another driver unfortunately came across him.
You just can't lean on quarter panels in a long sweeping corner like that. You get the netcode glow and you're stuck together until you both die. Sikorsky having a strange old race, looking very quick, but making lots of the same mistakes, unfortunately, in that downhill left-hand that's setting back a bit.
Crowther is alongside us. We're just seeing a little speck of blue on the inside for a moment. It's still there. See, just occasionally pop up. I think it's the inside line that you want around here, because then you can avoid the puddle on the outside.
And you can cover this off quite nicely.
Yeah, Crowther's making progress now. He's past Bayman.
This is going to get spicy behind. Oh no, he's tracked out into the car. He's not going to be happy with that. Yeah, Callum was just a passenger there.
Sikorsky's gone straight on again. I could tell he was going to do it as well, because he's on that line.
Yeah, and I was just mentioning it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the third time he's done it.
That we saw.
That we saw. Oh, that's Hertz. Almost on the Grand Prix layout. Gone miles off there is Stephen Hertz. Another
What a
mistake.
shame. I feel like I cursed him because he was doing just fine until I mentioned it.
He was on for a triple podium, as heard. Looking unlikely now. Crowther barely ahead of Beeman. I think Crowther, if he can hold off now, he should be able to pull away. He needs to be careful of the white line on the pit exit.
I honestly feel Leon, Buemi and Korshevin benefited from that last race being the front running wet runners, because they're dominating now in the wet, whereas the drivers that are sort of now trying to learn the wet are definitely struggling.
This is what happened to Stephen Hurd. You can see he's right with the leaders at this point.
He's slipping the white line here. Yep, it's over. Yeah, two tyres on the white line when he throttles. Can he be touching the white lines? Is it too extreme? I don't know. Haven't driven a TCR in the rain round Brands, but the white line, I don't like the way it turns on like a light switch where it's almost like ice. Korshevin and Buemi, here we go.
Yeah, nearly past there.
Buemi's got a little PTSD from that puddle, to be honest, and it looks like Korshevin's got this done as Buemi glides
the
through the
outside
puddle.
line is really OP here.
Korshevin using all the track.
He's done it, yeah.
Yeah.
So Korshevin, who, remember, won race 2, but then got sent back to P7 for the reverse grid. He's now up into second place, and he could catch up to Leon Harhoff. We could see, though, a second Pro-Am winner of the evening. Moving past Finkbeiner. We've got Sikorsky, of course, still leading the amateurs out there as well. Mergier got past Bonacorsi earlier on in this lap as well. Mergier now 13 places. He's really one to watch. He's getting a lot of places. I think he'll be past Stephen Hurd before too long. There might be a move between Mihailov and Scheibel as well. Scheibel's very close to the back of Mihailov. And Mihailov's going to go very dangerously wide.
Yeah, very dangerously wide. I thought it was going to clip the white line.
And he gets on the curve where there's just no traction. It doesn't really kill your...
I think he's going to lose a second position here. There was a yellow car down his inside. I don't think he's going to be able to get that done, and he does. He loses too.
Yeah, Bonacorski past Hutchinson. Maybe just defending against Hutchinson, sorry. But yeah, Neg getting past Mihailov as well. Oh, another car off. It is Julian Backmeyer.
Sikorsky surely has a Pro-Am promotion coming his way. Again, he's up 10 positions.
The admins will consider it. Just 2.2k though, remember Sikorsky. He is currently ahead of a 3.7, a 4.6,
I think we need to check.
6.7 and a 5.2.
I think we need to check his formula rating.
No. The way that the admins do this series is that they pick the highest of the two. Because frankly, if you're faster than
Overall rating.
you're obviously going to be better.
His dirt rating. One of them.
LXG Legacy Gaming confirming that the Botsman Paddock Hill Bend was horrendous. I think Paddock Hill Bend definitely bad. I think it's possibly Graham Hill Bends, as we've just seen someone spin there. That almost looks like the most scary, because it seems like if you break on the racing line there, you just lock up and you're just sliding. Oh, as Bumi wide, and Denisenko, who we are not familiar with.
The teammate of Korshvin, yeah?
Yeah, he might be on for a double podium here, Denisenko.
Let's see, Romy's taking a big risk trying the outside here. Can he get a sort of a switchback setup with the traction? He has a good run. He's not looking for any trouble right now. He's just going to follow. Very defensive from Denisenko. Let's see. Okay, as we ride on the hood of James. Oh, look at this. Just trying to find the grip. And I want to drive TCRs in the way. This looks epic.
You are, yeah. So Harhov is 3.5 seconds in the lead, just at the fastest lap of the race. What's a drive from Leon Harhov? 4.7k, he's one of the highest I-rated Pro-Am drivers, but wow, this is some drive from the German.
Yeah, 100%.
That's got some traffic to deal with, which frankly, and I know I am jinxing this right now, the leaders have dealt with the traffic spectacularly well. And frankly, I think the traffic have dealt with the leaders spectacularly well. That race one in particular was incredible how there weren't collisions. Really felt inevitable, but Hutchinson and Hurd did a brilliant job. Here's a bit of side-by-side. Crowther holding on against Sikorsky, will force him off. Sikorsky on the grass and has to back out of it, and then doesn't go straight on a Graham Hill this time.
Yeah, really good traction.
Someone else did, though. But it's a back marker. It's I don't know who that is. Yeah, not sure.
What's Sikorsky going to set up? Full traction exit. Yep. He's got a good run. Where's the space going to appear?
You can just see Merger on the inside in the background. He's just got past Stephen Hurd. He will be on these guys by the end of the race. He is that quick as Merger. What could have been for him had he not had a qualifying ban?
Oh, he's going the long way. He's on all over the curb, all through the puddle, and handles it well. Old Frank's done some practice out there on the slippery stuff. Yeah, Mergier is looking good. Isn't he the one for sure penalty coming though, I think?
Yeah, another one. Mugen's got past Mihailov, up to 14th.
Mergier done a bit slidey there.
Mihailov gets back past Mugen. Here they are. Yeah, Mugen has to stay behind that. Hutchinson past Bonaccorsi. That one's been coming. Hutchinson, after a really tricky race too, where he went for the slick tyres and ended up spinning at Graham Hill Bend. He's been much more confident in on these wet tyres, and he's made up some places. Yeah, that's back up into 11th place. Will still be one of the highest scoring drivers across the evening. Will the race one winner?
I tell you, want to know a fun fact? The lap times we're running now in what would you say the wettest conditions we've seen? They're only equal to what we saw in the heaviest of wet race 2 on the dries.
Yeah.
Obviously, granted, the mistakes were 10, 15 times higher, but when they could get a lap in that was facing the right direction and good braking.
Only 18% in rain intensity, so it looks heavier than that, but it is so tricky to judge.
For sure.
It is sort of just a filter that iRacing puts on top of the... Oh, and off goes Mihailov. Managed
Great
to
save.
get back going.
Had that been the old iRacing grass model, I fear for his life, but
Yeah.
excellent save there.
He'd still be sliding.
Yeah. He'd be at VIR by now.
Got to keep battling though. He's got Finkbeiner now on the inside.
So I've been around this track in the wet, have I told you?
I don't think so, no.
On my bike.
Okay.
Yeah.
Something.
Pedal bike.
Yeah.
Lap times were, well, they were slower,
Sure.
but I never missed an apex.
No.
No. Yeah, I grew up literally the other side of a fence here. Yeah, I suppose that tall tree in the distance, probably 100 foot the other side of that there.
Okay.
It's so close that everything was free, even the F1 stuff.
Sure.
Back in the day. Because of the noise, you get like, as a resident, you get free tickets to, and I mean everything. The trucks, the BTCC, the F1, the interviews, it was amazing. So every Sunday me having a barbecue, I always remember the sound of race cars.
Sure. Was the sound actually annoying?
My mum hated it. Me and my dad, yeah, I mean, I didn't mind it. There were some events where it was louder than others, but you knew it would only be, 90 minutes or whatever.
Egg on the inside of Bonacorsi, who, really isn't a fan of these conditions. I think much more comfortable in the dry as Bonacorsi, but had a decent race too with a 9th place finish. Would be P12 right now. That would be the points that you got to pick up because, particularly in this series, the way that the one race sets the grid for the next race, it is so easy for it to go badly if you have a bad qualifying or if you have a bad round one.
Mark Carver in chat is asking if I got my knee down. Yeah, of course. I take it seriously, It's all about those tents.
Yeah, you give Jorge Martin tips, don't you?
Yeah, for sure.
MotoGP, so.
Yeah. Of course.
So Harhoff still over 3 seconds out in the leads with, only one more lap to go after this. Or a drive.
These 3 races have gone quick.
Yeah.
What was your highlight, though? Race 1, 2?
I think race 1.
Yeah.
I think going through that traffic as we saw the 2 pro-ams battle for the lead, I thought that driving between the pair of them was phenomenal.
Race 2 almost was cinema if that crossover had just been another 2 laps.
Been a bit earlier, then it would have been, But it just never got that tricky for the... I know it was tricky. As Harris is a bit wide, but that might be the line. I know that it is trickier driving than watching, but like the pace was never that bad. I mean, in the Porsche Cups, again, I keep referencing the Porsche Cups, but you almost expect it to go 10 seconds a lap off the pace, but they never were more than 2 seconds a lap off the pace. I know it's a short track, but it never really got that bad. The rain intensity today just hasn't been that high, but it's been raining long enough that we've now got this situation and there being a lot of puddles here. Sikorsky, long way round, so will he keep it on the track? He will do. Make it the move though on Mergia. Mergia, really good race 3 drive this. Oh, Sikorsky, be careful. Yeah, he's all right. He's learned from his mistakes. Out in the lead though. What a drive from Leon Harhoff. I mean, Hutchinson's race 1 win was phenomenal, and frankly, because this has been so dominant, it almost feels a bit processional, but we should not underestimate. This is only his 2nd meeting in this championship, and it is a first race win for the Pro-Am driver, Leon Harhoff, in the soaking wet of Brandsatch Indy.
Yeah, well-deserved win. I mean, we saw his pace come through in race 2 as well. It definitely didn't go unnoticed, just wasn't on the right tyre. But yeah, fantastic stuff. 3 fantastic races for different reasons.
Really good. I think genuinely good driving standards as well. Considering the conditions, considering that we had a lot of lapped running as well. We didn't see it so much in race 3, but race 1 and race 2, we saw a lot of lapped running. I thought it was really, really good driving from a lot of them.
Yeah, thoroughly enjoyed that.
And we actually finished race 3 as well, which is something we didn't do last time.
Yeah, that was rare. Your first time on Apex Racing after all these hundreds and thousand, maybe, broadcasts?
Yeah, I can't remember it happening, so that was good to see. We'll get some interviews with some drivers soon, and we'll have a look at the race results as well when they are ready. I have no idea what that's done to the championship, but if it doesn't rain for the rest of the season, which is very possible, Of course, it feels like it's going to rain because that was so much rain. Of course, there's
Yep.
going to be more rain, but there might not be. I'm happy we got that in the books.
Yes, brilliant race.
Harhov won ahead of Korshevin. Denisenko, what a drive from him. Broimi ahead of Harris. Crowther, Mergia, Sikorsky winner of the AMS. Beeman, Hurd was 10th place, and Hutchinson, after winning race 1, was in 11th. The rest of the field will go through for you. Hope we get some interviews, and we have got some interviews. Fantastic work. Well, I think we are first going to have a chat with, I'm going to be selfish and have a chat with him myself, Leon Harhov, who joins us now, who he interrupts this conversation with Damien Harris. Leon, congratulations. That is a first race win. Let's start off with race 3, because you sort of got into the lead and then you made it look easy, which is very impressive considering that you are, of course, a pro-am driver.
Yeah, I never looked back. I would like to say after like the first 2 laps, I got into the lead somehow. I don't know who it was, but he sadly made a mistake in turn 3 it is. And yeah, then I had pretty much clean air. And the second I started to look back in the last 2 laps, I almost binned it. So I decided to not do that again and just keep focused and go ahead. But yeah, I like these conditions. They are so amazing. It was really a gamble in the first 2 races with tires, but in the last race it was amazing.
Yeah, what tires did you go for in those races? Race 2, we saw you were winner of the wet tire runners, basically. What did you go for in race 1?
Also the wets, and I think that was the second worst decision you could make. I think the worst decision would be to go into the pits and go to slicks. I think that was. I think many people underestimated how long the pit stop is going to take and how much cars you have to overtake after that. So I think it would have been much better to start on slicks, but yeah, doing the mistake to start on wets, I just winged it, and that was okay. And yeah, as you said in race 2, I think the wet tire might have been a little bit faster, especially in the end. I think like 2 or 3 more laps, I could have also attacked the front. But yeah, in the beginning it was very, very hard on the wet.
Yeah, it gave you that little bit more stability as well. I think in the closed stage we saw a lot of the slick driver runners slide off and not get, or struggle to get back going again. Looking ahead to the rest of the season, I mean, what sort of attracted you to the series? I mean, was it the TCR cars? Are you a big driver in these cars? Was it the British tracks? I mean, what are you looking forward to this season?
I mean, everything. The whole season, I think, is a recipe for greatness. I love TCR cars. Those British tracks are amazing. They were pretty much made for touring cars back in the, I don't know, 70s, 80s, 90s. So amazing to drive, amazing to have races on them. And I also really like the race format. And it really keeps you on your toes that you have to have a clean first and second race so you don't ruin your chances for the last races. So yeah, I really like that.
Excellent stuff. Well, I'm glad you've already figured that mentality out after the first couple of rounds, because some people, after several seasons, they still don't realise that if you mess up race 1, you're messed up for the rest of the meeting. But yeah, it's good that you've already got that mindset. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to, Leon?
Give a shout out to my team, basically. We had a lot of fun practicing for this, had a lot of fun practicing in the wets for this race, and honestly, it really paid off. I think we made a good setup in the end, and yeah, it was a lot of fun, and even more fun to compete with my team on my side.
Awesome. Well, thank you for having a chat with us, Leon, and keep up the good results next time out.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Cheers, Leon.
Leon Harhov there. Fantastic race win for him. Who would you like to have a chat with?
I'm going to chat with Damien Harris. Hello, Damien. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, cool. First of all, GG's, it looked really tough. I'm trying to remember your strategies. I think you were dry,
the wrong ones.
Wet. Yeah, correct. I think the first one you had right? Correct, race 1?
No,
wrong?
The first one I was on. No, the first one was on pole.
You was on wet.
And I saw, I saw the rain coming down. I thought, you know what? I got to think championship. All 3 races tonight, I was thinking championship. Just played a safe card, and as soon as the race started, I saw Gabrielle and a few other guys on the same tire, and I saw these guys behind traveling through at speed. I thought, you know what, I can't fight this, and I was just hoping for rain, and it just went completely wrong.
It did look like it took a long time for the track to proper get wet from a dry state.
Yeah, it did, absolutely did. I'm expecting the rain, because on the forecast it said weather, rain 100%. I thought, it's going to come down soon. And it never did. And by then they're way in front, and I can't really do anything, So it's what it
and
is.
Race 2, was you on the dry tyre or wet again?
Race 2, I decided to learn from my mistakes. I went onto the dry tyre and hope for the best. And to be honest, the end of race 2 was wet. It should have been wet. We had people going off everywhere. But you just have to hang on. You can't really pit, can you? Because you end up miles down.
Right.
So.
That's right. Race 2, it was the dry tyre advantage. But like you say, the last 3-4 laps were treacherous for the dry tyre runners. But they did manage to, I would say, a net gain overall. But yeah, it looked really difficult. And race 3, there was no question, right? I assume you saw the track. There was puddles. There was no question from everyone on the wet tyre.
It was wet, but you know what? I very rarely drive, to be honest, and I've not really done many wet races. So the setup for me, I was trying to jiggle around what would work in theory, low cameras and things like this, but it didn't. I was just losing so much time to the people in front, and it's a good result considering the championship wise, but I might have to just work on some setup work for maybe if it rains again, because I couldn't go any quicker. I was flat out and I was just losing ground. So. Yeah, some work still on the setup side of things.
If you're thinking championships, I can't remember every result because there's so many races today, but I think overall you scored some solid points today, so you must be happy.
I'm happy. All my sort of competitors on the pro class didn't have good nights, so most of them I'm not sure about, but Jung didn't have a good night, Gabriele didn't have a good night, so yeah, it's a good night for the championship side of things. It could have gone better, but it could have gone a lot worse, so we have to be happy going on to my favourite track next week or next time out.
Excellent. And I was just about to ask you what's the highlight of the tracks you're looking forward to, but next week's the one for you?
Snetterton 300, yeah, it's one of my favourite tracks. I'll go well there. Please be dry. Please be dry.
Well, yeah, don't control it, I'm afraid.
No, I'm hoping that will be dry because I love it there. That is my highlight. So yeah, bring on next round and let's try and think championship moving forward. And fingers crossed we can get another good result.
Excellent. Okay, well, nice chatting with you, Damien, and best of luck next round. I will be cheering you on. And yeah, and
thank you very much.
Like to do a shout out to? Anyone like to do a shout out?
ADX Racing, my team, they've been supporting me throughout. Anyone who's watching back home, thanks for watching. Thanks for you guys for putting the race on. And thanks to all the guys racing tonight, because it was, from my side of things, it was a very good race and very clean. So thank you to them as well.
Excellent. Okay, all the best, Damien. Talk to you next round.
Thank you very much. See you later. Take care.
Cheers. Bye. Damien there. Seems like he's lots of energy after 3 races.
Apologies. Really excited. I think clearly very enthused, and that's really good to see. And I think
we have to make this a 6-race format for him now.
Yeah. See how he feels after that. We will have another chat with Franek Sikorsky now, who joins us. Congratulations! That is a race win in race 3, Franek, and. Some good results as well in the other 2 races. How was it in the wet? How much experience have you got with these cars in the rain conditions?
I not only don't have any experience in the wet with these cars, but today was my first time ever driving on a wet surface, and I have to say I enjoyed it a lot, and I hope that we'll get at least another wet race.
Yeah, me too, because from our perspective it was a really entertaining event. What was your decision on the wet or dry tyres for race 1 and race 2?
In race 1, I made the wrong decision, and on the grid I took the wet tires. So at the start I dropped back pretty quickly, but some people pitted for change to dry tires as they also started on the wet compound, and as the rain came, they weren't really able to close the gap, and in the end I think it was P10 or P11 for me overall, second in class I believe. In second race I think I made absolutely the best decision with taking the slicks. Gained a lot at the start and throughout the race. I finished in P6 as I believe I lost a position on the last lap, but at some point I was really catching up to the leaders, and I thought that I might even fight for P1 overall, but unfortunately I made a mistake and that put me out of contention. And in race 3 there wasn't really a lot to talk about strategies because the track was soaking wet and the only real option was wet tires, and unfortunately I made a mistake in turn 3, which is kind of disappointing because I felt that I really had the pace in the rain to challenge for the lead.
Yeah, your pace in race 2 and race 3 in particular was very good. And yeah, I remember, of course, you were sort of with Korshavin in terms of making your way up through the order in that race 2. And yeah, you were right with that lead pack for a bit. But so easy to make mistakes, particularly on those slick tyres in those rainy conditions. So I think you did a very, very good job. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to?
I will give a shout out to my dad because I know he's watching downstairs. He ended work a bit early, so I can have a room where the sim is completely to myself, and I know he was really excited for the races today, and he certainly had a few moments where his heartbeat stopped for a moment.
Yeah, we were very much in the same situation. It was really thrilling to watch, particularly your races through that today. Yeah, best of luck for next round, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, thank you guys. Cheers.
Yeah, well drove, mate.
Michał Sikorsky there.
Yeah, that's so quick.
So quick.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell he's a class driver because he did make mistakes and still finished strong.
Yeah.
Yes.
Learn from them and minimize the time loss.
Yep.
One more interview?
Yep. Oh, my mouse is failing. Here we go. Hello, Scott. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you perfectly well.
Perfect. Love your accent. How was it out there, apart from wet?
What you did to me, that was the scariest experience I've ever had on iRacing.
Oh.
I never want to go through that again. Never
What
again.
was your tyre choices, Scott? What did you go with
I just
for each race?
I just put the wet setup on, put the wet tyres on, and just went for it.
Yeah.
That's,
And how did you find it worked out? Do you wish you had gone with the slicks on race 1 and 2, or do you just feel like it was too much the risk?
I've not got any experience in driving in the rain, so I haven't got a clue. But it seemed to be okay in race 1 and 2. I kind of held my own, didn't lose too many spots. Race 3 was just, let's get home, let's get out of here, get the car back in one piece.
Did you enjoy yourself?
Yeah. Yeah,
was-
I did. I always enjoy myself driving these cars, but I don't want to see it again.
Any highlights, like track-wise, that you're looking forward to this season, if they're dry?
I think Knockill's going to be a blast with all these cars.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's dry, but for you guys, because it's Scotland, you'll make it pour the rain again probably. But yeah, I think that'll be a good wee race, that one.
All right, awesome. Well, I hope to talk to you next round as well. Is there anyone you'd like to give a shout out to, Scott?
Well, obviously I've got to give a shout out to the Living Motorsport team, Coach Dave for supplying the setups, and also Sergio, our setup expert in the team, for helping me get something decent on this car to get around this very, very wet track, I think.
Awesome. All right, well, I will speak to the iRacing gods about trying to limit the rain for the rest of the season, but I can't promise anything.
We could try. We could try.
We can try.
Yeah.
All right, Scott, great talking to you, and we'll
Right.
chat hopefully next round, and best of luck.
Yeah. Cheers. Thanks, guys. Thanks.
Cheers, Scott. Cheers.
Scott Malcolm there. I did think when you asked him what track are you looking forward to, I was like, of course it's not Hill.
Yeah.
You know, otherwise I'm sure he'd be raced across the border. So yeah, that would be imagine if that's where. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for today. But yeah, I mean, again, what a great race, and Snetterton 300 next, a very different circuit.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. This was a highlight of the very long time, broadcasting wise. I think it was brilliant racing. And yeah, really clean considering the split strategies, which usually creates carnage because you've got different straight line speeds, different braking distances. We saw how many 3-wide battles in T1? And hardly any. There were incidents, but nothing egregious.
Yeah.
Really impressed.
Yeah, really, really good driving from the guys out there. Of course, we'll be back in 2 weeks' time. You can still join the grid. Do check out apexracingleague.com. Thanks to Apex Racing Academy for sponsoring this broadcast. And of course, do check out their products at apexracingac.com. There's a link to them in the description below, as well as SDK Gaming and Apex Racing Simulators. So check out what they're about in the description below, and check out their services if you are interested in them. We'll be back next week, of course, from the esports studio to cover the Apex Racing Academy Porsche Cup Round 2. But there's plenty more action on Apex Racing TV coming up in the next few days, so subscribe, like, and just follow our social media pages as well. But for now, from myself, Sam Fitzpatrick, from David Sampson, and everyone here at the Apex Racing TV esports studio, we'll say goodbye, and we'll see you back in 2 weeks' time at Snetterton. See you then.